Monsters rise from a plastic cage. Wired to war, designed to fight. You don't just build them, you bring them to life. Deep in the lab with a spark and scream. An android mind fuels a monster dream. Armageddon across from the fire. A swamp or tank with laser ire. Evil scorpion cracks from the sand. Tail of missiles, claws of command. Burned with hate, it hunts through dust. Venom in steel, circuits in rust. From fire and fury they thrive. Stealing steel and cold teeth and strife. You don't just build them, you bring them to life. Demon lizards stalks the land. Blazing eyes in a cannon hand. Dragonfly rules the smoke-filled sky with slicing wings. It spirals high. Black silver work tyrant supreme. Powered by rage, fueled by dream. Sword tiger leads striped with pain. A jungle ghost in the metal rain. Toys and warborn kings. Android pilots fused to wings. Code is blood, steel is bone. And battlefields they stand alone. Evil story stalks with pride. Thundering steps, nowhere to hide. Fail like a hammer, jaws of dread. Turns battlefields to rivers of red. And from the dark with blade and grace, evil Pegasus flies from space. Cyber horns and a burning cry, crashing vengeance from the sky. Zoids rise from flame. Burn their circuits, stake your claim. With claws and teeth they tear through strife. You don't just build up, you create real man. When monsters reign, only one Orudio remains. They'll fight, survive. There's no Zoids. Beyond man, where monsters reign. Only one Orudio remains. Go fight, survive. There's no Zoids!
Beyond the stars, steel gods rise to war for scars. Metal pulses, engines scream. Titans crash in a fractured dream. Red and yellow steel collide. From the storm the calm arrives. Red eyes blazing, fists aflame. A primal beast with no one to tame. Missiles fall from shoulder high. Twin rockets screaming in the sky. Golden pilots locked inside. Iron God will not be denied. Gray and yellow steel collide. From the storm a calm arrives. Red eyes blazing, fists of flame. A primal beast with no one to tame. Missiles fall from shoulder high. Twin rockets screaming in the sky. Golden pilots locked inside. Iron God will not be denied. The ladder come, the thunders roar. The evil Pegasus takes the war. They battle Taurus, breaks the ground. The world shakes when Titans bound. Leprosy is scorching fire. Only one will rise up higher. Wings of crimson glow. From golden eyes the fury flows. Cyber steed with steel and gold. Through skies of fire, brave and bold. Horn of power, rise to strike. Against the dark, a flash of light. Horns of rage and wings of flame. Evil Pegasus Pegasus earns its name. The sky is torn, the ground is cracked. Every blast leaves no way back. Titans war beneath the sun until the day there stands just one. Colossal titan, white and bronze, cannon fire as the world responds. A walking fortress with eyes are red. Battlesaurus leaves cities dead. Great steel plating, thunder cracks. Every step a warpath tracks. Its shadow turns day into night. No one survives his line of sight. The letter come, the thunders roar. The evil Pegasus takes the war. Take Battlesaurus, break the ground. The world shakes when Titans bound. Clemency is fortune far. Only one will rise up higher. Now the sky bleeds firelight, and shadows stretch across the fight. In this war of chrome and flame, only legends earn a name. Technozoids built to destroy, unleash the wrath of war-born toys. Now the sky bleeds firelight, and shadows stretch across the fight. In this war of chrome and flame, only legends earn a name. Technozoids built to destroy, unleash the wrath of war-born toys. Thunder from rising stars, as siren echoes, pixels begins again to go. In the labs where the sky meets steel, a war horse forged for the kill unreal. Through fire and shadow he takes the fight, with golden wrath and wings of night. Black is midnight, red like flame. His buster lances call your name. Twin-tip fury, golden glow. Evil Pegasus steals the show. Golden horn, a blade of light, pierces armor, blinds the night. Golden engines, thunders cry. The battlefield burns as he rides the sky. So ride, evil Pegasus, ride. Cross the stars where angels die. Golden steel with wings outspread. Where you descend, the ground runs red. Ride, evil Pegasus, ride into the wars of burning tide. With crimson fury and horn of flame, the Technozoids will fear your name. From his hips the power hums, golden limbs like beating drums. He gallops through the storm and blaze, his pilot silent and golden gaze. A god of war in equine frame, the wind itself speaks out his name. Jet black steel, a tempest sun, he fights until the war is won. Above the chaos, through the smoke, he tears the sky
steel with wings outspread, where you descend, the ground runs red.
Right, evil Pegasus, ride. Your fury's flame will never hide. A legend born of fire and pain. Evil Pegasus rules the reign. Evil Pegasus rules the reign.
For the kill unreal. Through fire and shadow, it takes the fight. With golden wrath and wings of light. Black as midnight, red like flame. If Buster Lexus call your name. Wingtip fury, golden glow. Evil Pegasus steals the show. Flame, where monsters wear machine and name. They rise from shadow, forged in strife. You don't just build them, you bring them to life. Out from the ruins of thunder and ash, the war rolls on in metal and flash. Armored gator leads the charge. Missiles blaze from his plated barge. Evil scorpion stalks through haze, its tail alight with crimson blaze. Lurking death with talon grace. A nightmare you can't outpace. This is the final cry, the clash of clone and soul. Techno Zoids take the field. It's the lonely fall. Circuits scream, engines ignite. You don't just build them, you bring them to life. Demon lizard roars with pride. Its claws shed steel on every side. Dragonfly ascends through smoke. Wings of vengeance laser cloak. Strikezilla breaks the crown. Every step a seismic sound. And storm tiger lightning bound. Stalks the storm without a sound. Ghosts and wires, minds reborn. Flesh long gone but purpose sworn. Android eyes glowing red. Marching on where angels fled. Armored gator, thunderblade beast. Demon lizard, blood unleashed. Evil Pegasus, wings of war. Battlesaurus, armored core. Evil scorpion stalks through haze. Its tail alight with crimson blaze. Kicking death with talon graze. Evil scorpion stalks through embrace. That's mission ended. Techno Zoids remain. The lizard roars with pride. Its claws shred steel on. Its claws shred steel on every side. Triangle Zoids remain.
The lizard roars with pride. Its claws sweat steam blood. And the lizard roars with pride. Fragmazone, you bring him to life. You bring him to life.
Transmission.